Samuel ain't get back with you on the changing of the voice recording thing.
Yeah, in the mix. I like it. I likes it. That's how you start it. That's how you get it started. What's good? What's good? What's good?
You just played the theme song?
Yeah, you couldn't hear it.
Nah, I couldn't hear
Damn,
it.
rocking too. We in here. What's good? Friday, we back
Friday live in the mix, the sports mix.
in the musics. What's good in the hood, my brother?
Man, all the same, ain't nothing changed.
Hey, trying to get through this month. Waiting for some spring weather. We had a little tease the other day.
Bro, it's been spring all week down here.
It was like
70 or
70.
better.
We had a day or so of 70, and then I had the heat off. I had the window cracked.
Mm-hmm.
Woke up this morning. I was like, damn, it's cold up in here.
Hmm.
But I was just like, it's maybe just the morning.
Right.
Nah.
Oh, that
I
was all
had,
day.
yeah, because I looked up the weather. It was 30 something degrees this morning. I was like, oh, shit.
30. Wow.
Yeah, I had to shut window and cut the heat back on this morning.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it was cold. Like we ain't had no
Wow.
electricity in this motherfucker.
That's the worst too in the morning when you got to get up out the covers. Well, that
Yeah,
wind hit your toes.
yeah. And I was wrapped up good.
Right.
But yeah. But I'm couple more weeks of this, we be into some spring weather,
Knock
hopefully.
on wood, we here already. Like I said, we done had 70 or better all week.
Yeah,
I got patio doors open all day.
yeah, yeah. So spring is coming. It's March. That means it's almost time for March Madness.
Right.
I know a lot of the college tournaments get ready to start. Some of them starting this weekend, and some of the major ones are next weekend.
Yeah, the conference tournaments.
Yeah, and then Selection Sunday is next Sunday.
Okay.
I'm thinking that Sunday evening we're gonna have to do a show. You know what I'm
Shoot,
saying? Talk
next
about.
Sunday I might be on the
Oh yeah,
road
that's right.
back.
You be
You
in
know what I
town
mean?
maybe that
Yeah,
Monday.
yeah.
We'll talk about the brackets before the tournament start.
I mean, we'll see though. I haven't decided if I'm coming, going right back or maybe chill Sunday and then drive back Monday. Shoot,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
nothing
but
else, I might have to pop in your studio and you know what I mean.
yeah. So the March Madness about to kick off. Um,
Have you been up on college basketball this year?
so so
Right.
so. Um,
Man, it's crazy because just with the way TV has changed now. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't even like I don't change a channel. You know what I mean? Everything is an
mhm,
app streaming, so
right.
it ain't like where back in the day when you knew ESPN 1, ESPN 2,
Hmm.
Sundays on ABC. You know what I mean? You could catch it. There I go with the whatever. But you could catch a game,
Yeah,
weekday, couple days a week, and on Saturdays.
yeah,
Uh,
it's definitely different.
right
It's
now
definitely
it's
different
like
now.
I got to look for the ESPN app or go on
Yeah,
the what
but
is the
then it's
Xfinity app and see where the game's at.
yeah, but you got games be on Fox
Mm-hmm.
Network, Fox Sports, CBS Sports,
Right.
ESPN. There's games everywhere.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's just like streaming. It's crazy because I love the streaming because you get to see whatever you want. But it's like it's a little different from just picking up the remote and changing the channel. You
Yeah,
gotta, you gotta go into the app. Then once you in the app, you got a multitude of options to choose from within each app.
yeah, yeah, no
So
doubt.
it's crazy.
Yeah, but my season came to an end this week.
Okay.
My basketball season came to an end in the regional semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
We lost to Parkville, the number one team
Okay.
in the region, and they one of the best teams in the area.
Okay.
So, and I haven't seen all the teams, and I'll tell you, they one of the best teams in the area. Um, Not a real big team, but they guards are tough.
Mm-hmm.
Just can shoot it, can handle it. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They defend. You know, they don't do a lot of over dribbling. They just really efficient.
Okay.
They got hops. Like, you know what I'm saying? Them boys getting off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So and they ended up winning. They ended up winning the region. They were the region champions. They beat Delaney
Mm-hmm.
on Wednesday. Yeah,
What's up,
Wednesday.
JB?
Johnny B, what's up, homeboy? Yeah, so Parkville won they won the region. They won our region.
Mm-hmm.
4A. I believe we were the 4A North region, but Parkville won that region. So I'm gonna give a shout out to all the region champs in the area. Baltimore is well represented
Definitely that. Definitely that.
in the
Applause for
region.
that.
Baltimore, Baltimore City and County was well represented, as far as the region. So the 4A, Parkville represent in the 3A, and Parkville also is the number one seed in the
Mm-hmm.
4A state tournament. And 4A state was the number one quarterfinals. In the 3A, you got City. City is the number 2 seed. Kenwood is the number 5 seed. In the 2A,
Man, that was a shocker when I saw you post Kenwood, but
yeah, Kenwood tough.
okay.
In the 2A, you got Newtown is the 4 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Overly is the 6 seed. And then the 1A, Lake Clifton is the number 1 seed. And Edmondson is the number 3 seed. That's on the
Okay.
boys. So you do have some finals from the quarterfinal games, which started today for the boys side.
Mm-hmm.
All those games are final. Parkville advanced. I watched that game. They blew out Duval by like 40 something. Shit was
Okay.
crazy. Yeah, Parkville tough. Kenwood lost. City College won their game.
Kenwood play City?
Huh?
Who did Kenwood play?
I don't know who they played.
Oh, okay.
Newtown lost their game. Overly won theirs. And Lake Clifton and Edmondson won their game. So all those teams are moving on into the Final Four in their respective brackets, 4A,
Okay.
3A, 2A. So good luck to those guys,
Definitely,
those team
definitely.
coaches. Moving on. Big shout out. So also on the girls' side, the girls regional champions, and the quarterfinals for the girls starts tomorrow. And you have in the 4A Western, and they'll be the number 4 seed. In the 3A, you have Poly. Poly will be the number 5 seed. In the 2A, you have Sparrows Point. They're the number 2 seed. And Hereford is the number 3 seed. And in the 1A, you have Forest Park as the number 2 seed. And number 3 seed, Pikesville, will play against the number 6 seed, Coppin Academy. Okay. So again, man, Baltimore is very well represented in the state quarterfinals on both sides. Definitely. Boys and girls, man. So shouts out to, the boys and the girls and the coaches and all the alums from those schools. Good luck this weekend. I think the tournament's probably come to an end next weekend at College. I know the boys tournament ends in College Park at the Xfinity Center. I'm not sure where the girls' Final Four is.
Okay.
Not sure where the girls' Final Four is, but just wanted to show them some love this weekend, or this evening. I'm sorry, on the Sports Mix. On the boys' side, I've seen the Parkville team twice. Kenwood, Newtown, Overly. I've seen all of those teams. Mm-hmm. All those teams are pretty solid. Pretty solid teams, man. So it's just good, to see good basketball with these young kids, man. They, I know they working hard. They grinding it out, playing all summer, putting that work in, and the work it's paying off, in the winter as they make a run toward a state title. So next week we may not be on, just because some things going on. But when we do come back on, I will definitely be announcing the state champs, especially if some of these teams go on and cut the nest down. Some of our local teams. So again, shout out to those guys and the teams and alumni and everybody associated with those high school programs. Shout out. Yeah, so
hold up, did you add applause?
I had to add the we stepping it up, bro. We moving on.
Can you guys hear me good?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
It sound better?
Yeah, you out the garage now, man.
Right.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, bro. We improving and moving on, bro.
I know that's right.
Yeah, but I wanted to give a shout out to my guys, my Dundalk basketball team. We got to the quarterfinals, the semifinals, I'm sorry, in the 4A region, 4A North region. And we just ran into that Parkville team, man. And, we started out good. The first few minutes of the game, we was turning them over and, we was running with them. We getting up and down with them, but we're not going to run with them.
Right.
We knew that. We tried to slow them down, man. They just tough. They just tough. And this is why I give a shout out to my guys. We had two of our guys made all county. I'm not sure which team, whether they was first, second team or what, but I know two of our guys were first team. Well, were all county. Marcus Nicholson, our senior, and he's got a football scholarship going to, and I'm blanking on the college, it'll come to me. And then our 6'6" junior, big man, he's also a football player. He's getting some Division I looks in football and possibly could get some looks in basketball, maybe, D2, D3 basketball looks. But, he came on strong for us down the stretch. Had a lot of doubles, had some big games for us, man, and proved to be a big force. So he was an all-county player. And then we had two players that were all sectional. So
what is all sectional?
Oh, sectional is something new. So I'm just assuming that's just our section of the county league.
Mm-hmm.
So the county league is broken into two leagues, Division 1 and Division 2, something like that. So don't get me wrong. Don't get me quote me on that. I'm kind of learning it, but I know that they both made all section. We had two other players that made all section.
Okay.
So I'll get some clarification on what that means moving forward. But just wanted to give them some, shout out. Good season. We had some goals. We didn't meet. Of course, we didn't meet the ultimate goal to cut the nets down, but it was a learning experience for me. My first year coaching in high school, just really learning them politics. Learning, the ins and outs of high school basketball. It's been a long time since I've been a part of high school basketball, so it was a good experience, man. I'm ready to get back in the gym and get ready for next year. So,
okay, congratulations to them and you, my brother.
Sure. Shouts out to the Owls. My guy from Mars. What's up, my brother?
Not much, man. Chilling.
Man, good to have you in the building.
Yes, sir.
Good to have you back, brother. So yeah, it's kind of lightweight tonight. We was just talking, man. It's March. March Madness grade kickoff. Some of the college tournaments are starting this week. Some of the mid-major conferences, their tournaments is this week. If I'm not mistaken, some of the women's tournaments are this weekend as well. I think is the Big Ten tournament this weekend for the ladies.
It already started.
It started. Yes, I thought
Maryland
I saw
lost
that.
today.
They did.
Mm.
Oh wow.
Who they lose to?
Indiana.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, so it's March Madness. It's that time of year, man. It's when to go home. The exciting finishes and all the upsets and all the the brackets gonna get busted day one of the tournament. We know how that goes. So I was telling Neil, probably before the tournament start, we'll do a bracket show. So maybe that Monday or Tuesday before the tournament start, we'll come on and talk about the brackets a little bit. Chop that up a little bit. I may do a sports mix bracket, just a free one, just to test it out this year, and maybe next year we'll add, throw some prizes on that thing. Attach some Skrilla.
I would say everybody get in and put $1 in. May as well give it a test run.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Cheese, I asked Kenny, are you as invested in college basketball this year or these last couple of years as you used to be?
No, not as much as I used to be. I get excited, with the tournament. I watch the games. I don't watch as much as I used to, but and I think because you if you get into a team, it's a lot of one and done, and I think that's a big part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, remember we used to be attached to teams and the players stay 3 or 4 years, and
right.
Then the next group comes in. Or
yeah,
now,
it is harder. It's harder to follow some teams now because the guys leave so they leave so early, and I'm always of the opinion. I think so many guys leave before they're ready.
Oh man,
because
95% of them.
Yeah, a lot of them guys go. A lot of them guys go, and you never hear them again.
Nope.
Unless you Google them and they over in Pakistan somewhere playing.
Yeah. In the Ukraine, trying to get out.
Yeah. Yeah. Nope. So, but it's it's always the tournament is always good, regardless of what happens during the year. The tournament always ends up being pretty good, and I get locked in and watch. And what's up, Bink? Yeah, Bink. The transfer portal was hurting it too.
What's up, Bink?
Kids moving around.
Hermanville forever.
Hermanville.
What he got in the red cup tonight,
transfer, baby.
Cheese, let me ask you this though. The,
Hmm.
the second part of the question I asked Kenny, like I know for me the reason I don't watch as much is because of the way TV has changed. It's not like you pick up the remote and just change the channel. All of my at least for me, everything I watch, I do through streaming.
Hmm.
So it's, I got to know which app the games are on. And
Hmm.
even like I was saying, even within certain apps, you still have, different things within to find what you want to watch. Has that affected your viewing?
No, not really, because I'm an app guy, so I have the Hulu the full package. So I'll
Okay.
get Pac-10, SEC.
Mm-hmm.
I get all the games anyway. Then I have the ESPN app that I pay. I think it's $6 or $7 a month,
Okay.
and that gives me so I can really watch whoever I want to watch every.
Right. I
But
mean, that's the same for me. I have
mhm.
those apps, but it just seems like for me, it's like it's more tedious to search and look for the games,
Yeah,
unless I specifically go
yeah, I
to
understand. Mhm.
ESPN or something. It is, I don't know. For me, it's just a little different from when I could just pick up the remote and I knew channel 16 was ESPN. It was going
Yeah,
to be games
yeah,
on.
yeah.
So I don't know.
It's different because remember we used to have the Big Monday and Super Tuesday,
That's what I
and
was saying. Yeah,
so
you
you
knew what
knew.
days. Yep.
Yeah, man, you're right.
Saturday on
Saturday,
ABC.
yeah. Then the ACC had with the Pilot Network or
Yep.
whatever. So yeah, you're right, man. Good point. Yeah.
Back in the day, WNUV.
Mm-hmm.
You knew you was gonna get some ACC.
Yep.
That's all about them dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Their money. They getting money in the TV contracts, and everybody trying to cash in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, people find it. People that want to see it gonna find it.
Exactly. That's why,
It's,
like you
it's
say, when
the it's
March
the
Madness
casual.
start, I'm definitely going to find the
Yeah,
games that
Oh
I want to
yeah.
see. So
yeah. It's the casual fan that kind of get lost. With the finding it, looking for it, and you know, then it come down to you just find your team. You know,
exactly.
I'll find where the Maryland game is, and
Yeah.
or the Duke or whoever you follow. You find where that game is at.
Not Duke.
But I
Not
still
me.
get just as excited as I did as a kid watching the tournaments. I
Okay.
Yeah,
do,
the
man.
tournament is the shit
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I
to
Right.
get
Right.
me.
I get so pumped, and I remember a couple times I would take off a couple of vacation days on the first Thursday of the tournament. I
Yeah,
sure did, man. Yeah.
Man, I remember when I was in college, especially at Towson, they rolled a big screen into the community center for March Madness, and
Hmm.
man, nobody went to class. We all was
Nah.
chilling in the community center in front of the TV.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
If you happen to be a student at a college, like I was at Coppin in '97 when they went to the tournament and beat
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina. Shit was nuts up there, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was nuts up there for them couple days. Just a good atmosphere to be a part of. Um, so it's just a lot of excitement behind it. March Madness. Whoever came up with that name,
Oh shit.
you know, whoever came up with that name, March Madness, they got a winner because it's definitely a lot of madness. But
Yeah, I
Did you
had to
just
but
put
do
but
it.
I love
I
it.
had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do it.
I'm like, man.
You see the form though.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
a shooter.
yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I wonder who came up with that March Madness, man. Like you say, that was definitely
Yeah. Long as I can remember.
Yeah, and it's been madness.
hmm
You know, it's been
especially the,
madness.
the heartaches and the disappointments, man, when you think a team is going, do some damage and they get knocked out first
Yeah.
round, second round to a nobody.
Yeah,
I remember my Cuse got knocked
Yo,
out
you
by
must have been
Richmond.
reading my mind. I was just about to say that. That hurt my
Ah,
heart.
I'm like, you kidding me?
hmm
I
that
just
was
knew
that
they
was
were gonna make it,
that was that was Billy Owens and the boys, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one crushed me is when my St. John's Redmond lost to Kenny's Hoyas in the Final
Mm.
Four.
Yeah, that was a
I'm like,
smackdown
man,
too. They smacked them too.
Man, I want Chris Mullin and the fellas to win one, but that year was 3
Yeah,
Big
we
East
ain't, we ain't got to
teams
talk
in the
about that.
Final
We don't
Four.
have to talk about that. We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, that was St.
No, it was
John's,
great. I mean,
Georgetown, and
no,
whatchamacallit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, great for the conference.
Villanova.
Sucks for the Warriors though.
Yeah.
And what they finished like 5th, 6th in the conference, Villanova,
Yeah, like fifth.
something like that.
Yeah, but
That's
they
going to
made
show
that
you how deep that
right. They made that run.
Big East was incredible, man.
But they played Georgetown tough every time that year.
They sure did.
Like they didn't. Georgetown wasn't blowing them out. They played them tough every game.
St. John's and Georgetown played tough that year. They played 3 times that year.
St. John's got them the first time, but the other
Right.
2 times Georgetown.
I think they
Yeah.
beat them at the Capitol Center, didn't they?
The first
they
time,
beat them
yeah.
the first time at the Cap Center. Then
Yeah.
when they played up New York, Georgetown smacked them,
Yeah.
and then they smacked them in the
Those
tournament.
Big East tournaments are great too, man. Oh,
My
man.
guy though, Walter Berry, had plus 20 in every game.
Oh, he's fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Just great times, basketball in general. Cause it was crazy, man. Back then, even into the '90s, and I followed high school, so the guys that was coming. You know what I'm saying? You was on top of who was coming to the show the next year, and who you're following. I remember watching, McDonald's All-American game every year. And you watching, I remember watching Mark Macon tear that shit up, man. Then go to Temple the next year. He wasn't even supposed to be the
That
the
guy,
big freshman
right.
coming in.
Exactly.
He was a top freshman, but he wasn't supposed to be that.
Shaking bacon, Mark Macon.
He lit the country up that first year. Mark Macon, fucking remember Derek Coleman and J.R. Reed and them guys came in, killing with the little shorts.
Right.
Kenny Anderson, Shaq. I remember watching them play.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest, man. Shaq wasn't even on my radar. Like I heard about him, but I was like, man, he big, okay. But man,
yeah, he turned up.
The other thing is crazy, man. That was that year I went to UMES, bro, and I always remember because, like you say, you were my source of up and coming players. And then I got to UMES and I met a dude named Casey Smith. I was like, man, you and my man Kenny, y'all would hit it off and talk for hours. This dude knew every street in Smith, up and coming high school. Yeah, I remember we was watching, like you say, March Madness, but before that, we was watching the Division II tournament. And this dude was rattling off the names of D2 guys. He was like, yeah, he from Idaho. He averaged such and such points a game. I was like, how do you know this?
I still got all my Street and Smith.
Right. That's what he said. He said, yo, I had a subscription to Street and Smith since I was 13. I was like, wow.
That's a great magazine, man.
Right.
Yeah, I got a few of them. I got some Street and Smiths, and I got some like Sport News had a college preview every year. I got
all of them.
Couple of those. I got Dick Vitale had a college preview every year. I got his. Couple of his.
Magazine. Yep.
Yeah. So I got a couple of them stashed away for safekeeping.
I just had the Sports Illustrated, man. I didn't go that deep. If they wasn't on the news or ESPN at the time or in Sports Illustrated, that was it. But I knew I had you, so I was good anyway.
I know that's right.
One thing about having them Street and Smiths, they would name like the honorable mention All-American guys from all over the country. You have the top guys,
right?
And you have a list of hundreds of the next 10.
Exactly.
If you read through some of them names, you would see guys that made it in other sports.
Okay.
I remember reading through it and seeing LeVar Arrington. From played with the Redskins a couple of years ago.
Okay.
He was a top high school basketball player, and he was from Pennsylvania. But he was a top high school. That's stuff I would have never even thought about.
Right.
But it's a lot of games. You could comb through that thing. You see a lot of names that jump out at you, or guys that wasn't big time players, coming out that ended up being big time guys and got to the league and had pretty decent careers.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. Yeah, Bink said the Carolina Georgetown title game had a lot of NBA players. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. The ACC handbook was definitely one of the ones. I think I got a couple of them in the stash too.
Okay.
Oh, he been drinking that Crown. No wonder he said
they got the
AC.
Crown Royal Apple.
Yeah, no wonder he said ACC have the book.
Hey, Cheese, I got one for you too.
That's what I'm talking about.
When you act up, I'm ringing the
I
bell,
know,
bro.
right? All right, I'll behave for a little while.
Hey, let it go.
Yeah.
What's up, Keith? Got Keith in the building.
My man Bink.
What's up, Keith? Yo, see, I don't know what's going on, but I can't see everybody that's checking in. I don't know how.
Oh.
I can only see certain people on the chat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
At least they was in there. I don't know if they still in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out anyway, fellas.
Right.
Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, but yeah, March Madness, man. It's that time of year. This really when I start. At this point, this really when I start watching basketball, kind of seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Like I watched the NBA kind of with one eye the first part of the season because it's football season. You know what I'm saying? It's just you got college football going. You got enough going on,
Mm-hmm.
and NBA really don't crank up to me till after the All-Star break. All-Star and then the trades. So now the NBA season is starting to. It's going to start to pick up. Playoffs with the NBA start like middle April, early part of April, something like that. So they basically got like a month left. We'll see how that shake out. But the college season is about to get into high gear with the tournament coming up.
Hey, did you see that LeBron and Carmelo rented a yacht for the day after the season then?
Mm-hmm.
I think I throw that one up.
I'm sure it's going to be like the Love Boat.
They already gone fishing in their mind.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, the way the fans turning on them, they might as well.
Yeah, well, you know how they go.
You getting booed in Laker Nation, bro.
Get me started on these fans.
I love it.
I saw the thing that you posted with the lady going off. Is she a coach or is she just a general fan? I didn't.
What lady?
That you posted in the sports mix when she was talking about these new fans that they only interested in championships.
Oh yeah, that's Jamel Hill.
Oh,
Okay.
Jamel
Hill. I was watching the old episode of The Shot.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James, his show come on HBO, and I just happened to hear her say that. I had to rewind that shit a couple times. I said, "Yo, that's really kind of what pissed me off now about sports talk. Just talking sports with people is it's all about the chip. Like, I think a lot of people miss out on greatness because they equate greatness to, chips or how many chips you got, or, at one time to get one chip was you said something. You was a champion at least once.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of put the stamp on your career. Now we looking at, it was Magic and Magic had 5, so Mike had to get 6. And then whoever wanted to be the greatest next got to get more. Like, stop it. You don't have to do well. Have a great career. And when it's all over with, then we'll look at your resume and the greatness will stand out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got to have 6, 7, 8 chips to be considered great. That shit is nonsense. I think, and like she said, I think a lot of people miss out, and we miss out on greatness because we want everybody to be the champion. So in a couple of years, like my guy right now, a guy that I'm high on right now is John Morant.
Mm-hmm.
He balling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But so if in 3 years Memphis don't win a chip, then you gonna start to hear all the little snickering. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna win until he go to a bigger market,
Mm-hmm.
or you just gonna hear all the little snickering about
He can't win with X, Y, and Z by his
exactly.
side.
You know, he can't do what he can't do, what he not gonna do. Like, yo, sometimes just enjoy the ride.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the ride, man, because remember at one time it was like I just remember watching somebody said it. This was back in the 90s. They said, yo, potentially the finals could have Indiana versus Utah.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, it was unheard of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the time, it was not even about Mike Jordan, but it was like Boston, Detroit, New York. It was always like a big city or a popular area, that had that fan base. Like Utah and Indiana just didn't have that fanfare for us in our era coming up. They weren't like popular teams. They always were good teams, but they weren't like teams and then they got to be where they were really good. And they were, factors every year. The Indiana's had some pretty good teams.
Right.
In the early and the late 90s. And they finally got to the finals in 2000? Was it 2000 or 2001 against the Lakers?
Indiana got to the finals?
I believe, something like it.
Yeah, they lost to the Lakers. The Lakers' first championship. They beat Indiana. I mean, Shaq and Kobe's first championship.
Okay.
Yeah, they beat the Indiana with Reggie Miller and Jalen Rose and I believe they had Chris Mullin on there, Mark Jackson.
Dang, I don't even remember that. That's crazy.
The Davis boys.
I don't. Now I do. Now that we talk about the Davis boys, yeah, I do remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm getting old, man. I'm having blank spots in my memory.
And then the Utah, they got to the finals a couple years, but they were always, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that little mindset, we get locked into, big city and all the little stuff, we get caught up in. You ain't gonna win. You got to go to another market.
Right.
You ain't gonna be able to make no money here. Blah 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 blah. But you know what else I think, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I think it's too much. It's too much sports shit going on.
What you mean by that?
I mean, it's 24-hour coverage.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN. Fox Sports. Everybody blogging. Everybody is podcasting. There's no shortage of sports talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And there's no shortage of idiots that don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Right.
Talking about sports. You know what I'm saying? And like you got guys that's kind of like like Stephen A. Stephen A. is a sports guy, but he becoming more of a sideshow.
Right.
In my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
In my opinion as well.
With the antics.
Whoa.
With the
my
antics,
opinion as well.
Skip Bayless. But these guys are popular.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They popular and they drive the needle. So then you get, how we are. We copycats. We want to be, not we in particular, but you got people that's going to want to do what Skip does.
Right. They want that shock value.
Do what Stephen A. does, and Stephen A. can do what Stephen A. does. Leave that to him.
Man, he shouldn't even do what he does.
But he's making a lot of money.
Your boy Perkins is on his heels though.
But keep it real though.
Kendrick.
Don't you? If he
Not
wasn't
Lamar.
on First Take, would you watch it?
Who?
Stephen A.
Stephen A.
Well,
I don't watch it anyway. So
I don't watch it. So I'm not a.
I find myself not watching it if he's not on there.
Yeah, really? I don't watch it either way.
Yeah, at this point, it's been years since I wanted to hear anything Stephen A. Smith had to say.
Truthfully.
Yeah.
Wow.
Years.
Truthfully, man, I watch more podcasts now than anything.
Right. Me too.
I watch more podcasts with like the ex-players.
Yeah, the knuckleheads.
The knuckleheads, Smoke all the smoke. I am athlete. So it's a lot of them with ex-football, ex-basketball players, and those shows you get a little bit more because the guys are a little more comfortable talking to guys that's been there.
Mm-hmm.
They talking to guys that's been down the road that they've been. Like I watched the interview, they had J.R. Smith was on. J.R. Smith was on I Am Athlete, and they asked
Who's
him
on I
about
Am Athlete? I haven't seen that one.
that's Brandon Marshall.
Okay.
Brandon Marshall, and he had Chad Johnson on there, a couple other guys. But they asked him about in the finals.
When he called
Remember
the
when he got
timeout?
the rebound? And
Yeah.
so he asked him like, "Yo, what was you thinking? Like what's going on?" And he said, "Man, listen." He said, "It's been a few times I've been asked that question." He said, "But this is the only time I really feel comfortable answering it
Mm-hmm.
because of who I'm sitting here with,
Yeah, the relationship.
and that you guys have been in situations similar. You've been in big games. You've been in the big moment, so you can kind of understand, what I'm maybe where I'm coming from." And he said that in that situation they had that situation a couple of times during the season, and that's kind of how they did it. They would get it out, get the ball to LeBron and spread it out, and let LeBron make the play. And then he did, and he also said that he kind of missed that they were up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They were up, and that I forget the exact timing of it because I probably had to go back and watch it. But he said he lost track of the time time left in the game,
Right.
and kind of what the score was, and shit happens.
Right.
I mean, people wet the bed all the time. I don't think they would have won that series anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But I think guys are a little more comfortable, when they called out on some shit. When you're around guys that's been there, because the judgment is not the same. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be judged in the same way when guys that understand, like, yo, shit happened. Right? We're not gonna make all the plays. Shit happens. So that's the goal, for me. I'm not a professional athlete. Never have been. But, I like to think I'm athlete friendly. You know what I'm saying? I side more with athletes a lot of times. Now, if you're wrong, you're wrong. I ain't gonna ride with that shit. But, I just like to get the guys in that comfortable environment because they more free to talk, and you get more information when people are, they don't feel pressured or feel judged. And that's why I was a big fan of Big John when he had a radio show. Because, I listened to a lot of sports talk at that time, but he could get guys on his show that most people couldn't, just based off of who he was, and how he related to people. Michael Jordan not doing no radio interviews, but Big John could get them. AI, he can get AI. Any of the Georgetown guys, he get them just like that.
Right.
But guys he had personal relationships with, you get them on there. So, I like to create that kind of environment. once we blow up to that point,
Right.
where we're getting them kind of guests up on here. But Big said that players don't ask each other the tough questions.
I kind of disagree with that.
Some of them do.
Right, because I watched, like you say, with the knuckleheads. I mean, they asked the tough questions. Everyone I watched.
Yeah. It may not come across as tough,
right?
Because they may do it with a smile
or some jokes and laughter.
But I think because they're comfortable talking to these guys, the question may not seem tough. It may not seem as tough as if a Dan Rather or a Dan Patrick was asking the question, a seasoned journalist. It's just a difference, man. I'm just a sports guy. I'm just glad and honored for real to have a platform where I could talk and speak my mind about some things that I see. This shit we've been doing for years without a
Right.
microphone and a camera. We've been just
Right.
doing this
On the
anyway.
phone. On the
Yeah,
phone
on the
for
phone,
hours.
on my grandmother's
Front
porch.
porch. Exactly.
In Chestnut Court. You know how it is. Cheese down Fleming. That's what we've been doing all our life. So we here now. we got some access, able to reach more people and growing every week. That's what it's all about, man. Just trying to get our stuff out to the world.
And I gotta agree,
Barbershop,
man, with
for
you,
sure.
like you said about the 24-hour media coverage. Like you say, it is so many people that are anybody now, like you said, with Zoom, like we're doing, can get on Zoom and speak their opinions about these sports players, and depending on who their audience is, audience just take stuff and run with it without even fact checking it.
Right.
And next thing you know, you swayed X amount of people, and those X amount of people have a bad taste in their mouth about a certain player. It's like with the Juwan Howard incident. I was reading through these different articles, the comments on the articles, and even on Facebook. And people calling this guy a thug. You know what I mean? He's a thug. Like you putting a mark on this guy's character for an action. And I don't even want to take it back, but it's just crazy how we are always characterized by our actions, while they are always absolved of theirs. So they just leave it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It only takes one incident for us, and whatever it is, that's the label. Whether it be whatever, that's the label we have to wear on our back forever.
That's facts, man.
I asked some people at work about the same issue, and one of the people, he turned around. He said, "You can kind of see certain. We old enough to read people when they say stuff." He said, "It's that thug mentality."
Right.
And I said, "Oh, okay. This is why I might have lost a lot of friends on Facebook, because I'm quick to say, like, the January 6th insurrection. When I call them thugs and criminals, I don't hesitate.
Exactly.
And you should.
I don't hesitate, because
terrorists, domestic terrorists.
Yes,
That's what I call them.
the same medicine. I don't hesitate.
Mm-hmm.
And we got friends. And see, I tell people, and when people say, "Hey man, be your Facebook," I say, "All right, I gotta tell you, I'm a quiet fucking taste." So, it may be something you don't agree with, but hey,
Right.
but I give people the same medicine. Okay, well, what do you call January 6th? That's why I say people are so
They're patriots. They
silent.
were patriots.
Yeah,
They were patriots.
yeah. We'll get into that on
There was no vandalism. You know what I mean? They weren't rioting.
No.
But you know what I learned about Facebook? Facebook showed me, it made me really realize what friends are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know who my friends are.
Right.
And I don't need Facebook to know who my friends are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of people I associate with, or people that I know who are my Facebook friends. But when because friends don't judge you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We all been friends since we've been kids, in one fashion or another. I know for a fact, y'all guys are my friends. Like, and we can have a difference of opinion, but we're not gonna be deleting each other as friends on Facebook.
Right, and calling each other names.
We're not gonna be calling each other names and shit.
Do that shit.
Right.
Man.
We just agree to disagree and keep it pushing.
Keep it moving, exactly.
Keep it pushing, and Once
And
upon a
that's the
time,
thing, right? I've deleted
we see
two
each other on the
people.
court.
Right, I've unfriended two people on Facebook, and that was because they crossed the line with what they were saying. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? They were just too far to the left. But you can have a disagreement, and we can have a difference of opinion. You know what I mean? That's not going to make me change my view of you
yeah,
unless you do something
yeah,
personally to me.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And it's just like, even, I said it's like sports is oversaturated. It's too much news. It's too
Hmm.
much news on. It's like, and
Too
now
much
news is,
access, period.
but news now is not even news anymore. You gotta,
Hmm.
if you lean to the right, you gotta watch this news to get what you want. Like if you lean to the left too much, you gotta watch this to get. That's some bullshit.
Hmm.
I mean, we grew up with, you know, uh, Walter Cronkite, and you know what I'm saying. You just didn't hear the stuff you hear now about,
Right.
he's a Fox guy or he's a CNN guy. Just report the news without the
Hmm.
slant. Just give me the news. Give me the facts. Let me decide whether or not I want to go this way or that way with it. But when you slant the news and then, like, you lost me already. And that's
Right,
that's
but
that's
it's
why I
all
don't
done
watch
for the
news.
for the ratings. They gotta sensationalize everything,
Everything,
to keep the
everything.
viewers.
And that's why I've been a sports fan all my life. I just watch the games. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You gotta play the game to win it. And then they even throw the politics in the sports sometimes, but man, we ain't gonna go there tonight. you
But you
know,
know what? Before you go to you, that was one of the reasons why I started talking about other stuff because I love sports so much that,
Hmm.
and that's why I'm so glad you got your show, because now I have an outlet where somebody that I know that I can support has something,
Mhm.
because I found that a lot of issues that I wanted to talk about were not sports related anymore. But I'm kind of you kind of feed my Jones as far as the sport because I love sports so much and it helps me um, even out a lot of the stuff we deal with daily. But
Yeah.
but yeah, man. I mean, I love sport. I mean, I'll sit and listen to ESPN going to sleep, and but then at the same time, I turn on MSNBC
Mhm.
or
Right.
CNN.
Mhm.
You know what's
So
crazy, man? It uh wasn't that much long ago, maybe like the last 5 years, yo, that I realized that ESPN plays the same recaps every
really,
hour.
Oh yeah.
I used
Yeah.
to like I never knew that until like and I used to watch it all day every day and I'm watching it like it's brand new news.
Mhm.
And then I
Yeah.
started thinking like, man, they just said that at the top of the last
Yeah,
hour.
Yeah.
Binky's right.
But still
Sports.
was glued
Hmm.
to it.
Yeah. Sports is definitely a stress relief.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right, Bink. Yeah.
You know? And sports, man. Just in my mind, I still can get up and down the court. In my mind,
Right. In your mind.
until I get to the court
Mm-hmm.
and be like, nah, that shit is over, baby. That shit is over.
Right.
I'll sit. I'll get me a nice seat on the front row because I gotta be able to stretch my legs and shit. And knees be hurting so bad.
Right. And
Yeah,
I watched
man.
the video of Marcus Johnson, 60 what is he, 66?
OG. That's the OG.
He every year for on his birthday, man, he dunked
Put
to
one
see
down.
put
Yeah.
one
For his
down.
mother's birthday. Yeah.
It was his mother's
Yeah,
birthday?
for his
Okay.
mother.
Yeah,
Man.
Marcus Johnson.
I can still remember the last
Shia,
No, you're
dunk I
right.
Shia,
I
got.
think you're right, Neil. I think it's his birthday. I'm sorry.
Shia is in the building.
Hey Shia.
What's up, Shia?
Oh my
You
goodness.
remember the last time you dunked cheese?
Man, I remember the week that I did do it and I hurt my knee and I never dunked again. And
Exactly.
I was like 32 years old and
Mm.
I dunked and a week later I hurt my knee and I
Mm-hmm.
never dunked again.
Mm.
And it's ironic because that's one of the feelings that I really miss.
Right.
And man, and I actually dream about that sometimes.
Yeah, I remember the exact day. I was it was 2 days before my birthday.
Yeah,
What was that?
yeah,
February 2nd, 2009.
yeah,
That's the last time, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, barely, barely. It was a dunk though. I put it down. That was it. And
Always
like,
said if I would have got my knees straight, but I never got my knees straight ever again.
mm, like you say, man. That was on a Thursday, and that Sunday, my knee swelled up like a grapefruit.
Yeah, man. Mm.
Yeah, I just I mean, I like sports though. I'm an all sport guy. I can go year round. Baseball, basketball. A little pissed off now. The baseball season a little jacked up. They still on. They locked the players out.
Mm,
That's that the business of sport that I was talking about a couple of weeks ago.
right.
The business get involved in it, and
You
it's just
right, Ben. Girls
take
are
the
dunking
game.
now. Not to change the subject, but like Ben said,
Yeah,
girls are dunking now.
yeah, I see that. But it's the business of sport getting in the way. Work that shit out, man. Get these guys back and get them playing. Get the season going. They should be in spring training right now. It should be like their third week of spring training.
Right.
Get ready to come north about 3 weeks. But speaking of girls dunking, and I saw something earlier where they were talking about. It may have been the same show that I with Jamel Hill because Trey Young was on there, but they were talking about older guys or older players kind of hating on the younger guys,
Mm-hmm.
and I am working on a old school new school debate, trying to get a couple of younger guys, that's you know 20s, 30s, come on and talk about the game, how they see the game versus how some of us older folks see the game. But the one thing that I got a real issue with is I understand players of today, more athletic. They are more. They probably play more, with the AAU stuff. They travel more. They got a little more advantages than guys had, 25, 30 years ago. But I don't equate that to just being better. I think that's evolution.
Mm-hmm.
The game evolved because when we came up, the game had evolved to the point past the Bill Russell era, and those guys. That I wouldn't say if all those great players had the same advantages, you can't say that they just better. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because you never be able to match them up against each other first of all.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a matter of being worse or better. It's just the game evolved. Sometimes older guys gotta either grow with the game or just back up. Just let them do what they do because your time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't subscribe to automatically the players are better just because they're more athletic, stronger. The advantages are different. The technology is different.
Right.
The drugs are better. You know what I'm saying? They hiding the big, remember we had that conversation a couple weeks ago
Right.
when Dean was on here. We were talking about the I'm going to say STDs. The,
No, not that.
damn. The what them shits called the steroids. What they call them?
Steroids.
Performance enhancers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My fault. Damn. Here's my mind at the performance enhancing drugs and whatnot. But sports today, I mean, sports should be better than it was 25 years ago.
Right.
I mean, it should naturally you would want to see the game progress.
I mean, everything, like you say, is just evolution and
Yeah,
technology because, dudes coming back from certain injuries back in those days was unheard of You know, nobody can't had two ACLs in the same knee
Right.
and came back, or Achilles heel injury and came back. You know what I mean? And left in the same year. Those things
Right.
were unheard of. So
We was all fans of the '88 Maxima.
right.
You know, I debate this subject quite often, and I'm a firm believer that even with all the weight training and development, and I talked this over with somebody you guys know who's another coach, and we agreed all the weight training and all these skills and drills doesn't equate to a better ball player. If you think about, I don't even think it equates to a better athlete. And my point is, if you take the top 20 players in the league right now, about 3 or 4 of them you would consider supreme athletes. Steph Curry is not a supreme athlete. To me, it all caters to the way the game is played
You
now.
don't think Steph Curry's a supreme athlete?
No, I don't. No.
Mm.
No, I don't. As opposed to, and when I say that, as opposed to say, try to bring somebody.
So before you go, what do you classify as a supreme athlete?
As far as quickness, agility, strength, athletic ability as far as jumping, quickness, things like that. To me, he's not a supreme athlete. He's a damn good athlete. He's not a supreme athlete. He's not a Russell Westbrook in his prime athlete. He's not a LeBron James prime athlete.
I would disagree with that.
No, he's totally nowhere near them. And you think about a guy like Luka.
In my opinion, the only thing he doesn't do as well as anybody else is jump. He's not jumping out the gym. But when it comes to quickness, acceleration, change of direction, the way he gets that jump shot off.
His ball handling equates to his quickness. He's not a quick basketball player at all.
I disagree with that, bro. It's
a
matter of opinion. You're right. This is our opinion. But I've seen him blow down the court and get the ball and get out on people. I don't know.
I think his hesitation, I think his change of pace adds to his quickness. Mm-hmm. He's not somebody like going back in the day, say a Muggsy Bogues, who was really quick. Guys like that. A Kevin Johnson, who was extremely quick. These guys, Kevin Johnson's a great example. In my opinion, Steph Curry is nowhere near the athlete Kevin Johnson was 35 years ago.
But I agree with that.
You look at these
you
guys
said
like
you agree
Luka.
with that, Kenny?
Yeah.
You think of these guys.
KJ was an athlete.
You think about Luka. You think about the guy we talk about, Rudy. We talk about my man, the Joker in Denver. These guys can't jump over a paperclip.
You talking about Rudy Gobert?
Yeah, but they're so skilled. They're skilled ball players. You gotta give them credit.
Yeah.
Don't sleep. Luka can jump out the gym. I watched a highlight clip of him dunking, man. He just doesn't.
No, he got 6 inches over the rim.
Bro. I see where he crushed dudes. Like he got some dunks on some big time dudes.
So wait,
and that surprised me. I never saw him.
So you telling me Luka is?
He's not jumping out the gym, but I think he does what he has to do. Just like Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas had incredible leaping ability. He just didn't.
Athlete.
Right. He just didn't do it. He didn't use it because his game was somewhere else. He wasn't dunking on people.
Isaiah is way more athletic than Luka.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying you didn't see his leaping ability. You didn't see all of the attributes of his athletic ability in his game because he didn't have to do those things.
But I can go athlete for athlete with you from right now to 30 years ago. So if you give me 30 athletes right now, I can give you 30 to 40 athletes 30 years ago.
It probably can, but I'm just saying now. I don't know. These guys are definitely stronger, definitely jumping higher. Like in my opinion, they need to raise the rim another foot at this point for some of these guys.
Hold on, you said another foot?
Yeah, man, at least a half a foot, 10.5. Yo, these dudes got bounce. And like Ben said, girls are dunking now. Man, these dudes are jumping out of the gym.
That'll take the jump shot out of the game, though.
What the raising the
Raise the
rim?
rim.
I don't think
Yeah,
that would take the jump shot out. I don't think it would.
yeah, I think it would.
I don't think it
You
would.
you would have. I don't think they'd be shooting it like they do now. The 11 foot rim.
I don't think because I seen like that. I seen certain people like that was part of the training thing where they have the rim over top of the rim, and I think they would adapt. Shooters would adapt to that.
Nah, I
It
want
would
the 10
take all
foot.
of these dunking out of the. You know what I mean? Dudes just I don't know. I mean, like you
I don't
say,
know. It's
difference
a
of
good debate
opinion.
though.
Difference of
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
Yeah, like
I can
I,
dig it.
I I'm just old. I like it like it is.
Mm.
I like it like it is. But all right, old school, new school. Bring up Isaiah. Could Isaiah have got the same mileage out of them 76ers team that Allen Iverson did?
Honestly, I think Isaiah might have got a little more mileage. And my
Could he
reasoning,
could he carry the scoring load? Because
I
he was
think he
tough.
could have carried the scoring load, and I think he would have gotten more people involved as well. I mean, personally, that's my opinion.
Big shout out to my
He's
guy,
such a
Big Lou.
fantastic player, man.
Right. Because, and to be honest, with him getting so many other people involved, he
Hmm.
might not have had to hold down as much in scoring.
Yeah, Isaiah,
But
fantastic.
but my thing is this is that Sixer squad, wasn't really built. They didn't have a lot of big gunners on that team. Like AI was the gunner, and the guys around him had to fill a role.
But, so, I don't know. I don't know.
Like none of them guys was gonna get you 20, 25 every night. They could get it to you some nights, but they didn't have a guy that was gonna get you that every night.
So which
Other
team
than
are we
other than
talking to?
AI.
Which
I'm talking
team
about the
are we?
Sixers. The
I
Sixers. The
mean,
Sixers
like
team,
which years? Which years
the team that he took to the finals.
took to the final? So on that, who was on that team? Refresh my memory.
So yeah, him, yeah, Eric Snow,
Right.
yeah, Aaron McKee, Dikembe,
Mm-hmm.
George Lynch, Matt Geiger. I'm going off the top of my head.
I would say McKee could get you 20 a game.
Every night,
Never,
I believe he
never.
could if he yeah.
Nah,
I don't think he
I
can get
think
it
he
every night.
could.
nah,
He
never.
can get it here and there. I don't
No,
think he can get it every night.
no.
That's why AI scored like he did. Like, cause he had to score that many points. Like, I think they built the team for him to do that. But to
Right.
me,
They built the team for him to do that. But think about it. When he had who was the other guy that they had? Was it Stackhouse? Wasn't it him and Stackhouse?
yeah, they
Yeah, I think
sucked when they had
Stackhouse.
Stackhouse.
Right, but I don't think it was because, like you said, you had now had a guy that could get you 20, 25 a night with you. I think the chemistry between them was just such that AI had to be the one to get the scoring. That's where I think some of the you know what I mean? I feel like their AI, because think about it, when he went to Denver with Melo, I don't think AI played well when he wasn't the scorer, when he wasn't the ball dominant player. So to say that, yeah, they built that team with guys that would be comfortable allowing AI to roam free and do whatever he wanted, in my opinion.
Yeah, they guys that they knew wasn't gonna get them 20 every night.
I don't think it was guys that I think it was guys that because I do believe Aaron McKee could get you 20 a night. I think he played his role because he was with AI.
But
Because
what
if
was he
that
at?
was the case, if that
What
was
was
the
he at before
case,
Philly though? He never scored 20 a night in the NBA.
He never scored 20 a night, even in Temple.
he did score 20 not a night, but he was a good scorer
No,
at Temple, bro. But at Temple, he was there with Shake and Bake and Mark Megan, wasn't he?
no. He
Nah,
was
he
there
was
with
Eddie Jones.
Eddie
Okay,
Jones.
Eddie Jones, right. So
He was a great player in college, but
Yeah, he was a solid player, but he
right.
wasn't gonna
nah,
get you 20 a
nah,
night.
nah. Matter of fact,
I might have to retract that statement, but I do believe, like you said, because it's no way on paper Stackhouse and AI aren't. You got two horses basically.
I don't know what the why they moved Stackhouse. I don't. I know it was early on. Like it was AI was maybe 1 or 2 years in when they moved Stackhouse.
Well, I saw an interview with Stack. He said that it was because of the the ball. He said he complained about not getting the ball.
Yeah, and that's too could plays into the business, because them dudes know if my production is at a certain level, their paycheck is going to be at a certain level.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So all that shit matter. Everything. When it's a business.
That's 3 things people might not agree with me. I think Isaiah was better than AI.
Overall, I think so.
Yeah,
it's 3 things.
Overall better game.
Yeah, I think getting the other players involved.
That's why I said I feel like he could have took that.
Yeah, his on-ball defense was better than Allen Iverson. It was way better. Allen Iverson played the passing lanes.
Allen Iverson will tell you he wasn't a great defender player.
Mm-hmm.
And the third most important thing, and this is where it may be iffy, but if you break it down, it's the total truth. Isaiah's physical toughness.
Mm-hmm.
AI was so tough, and he endured a lot of hits.
On that one, you could flip a coin, I think.
But Isaiah was physically tough. And see, one thing Allen Iverson never did that Isaiah did. Isaiah will hit you back.
Mm-hmm.
You will bust him in the face. You hit him in the stomach. He's going to hit you back on the next play.
Yeah, AI just was going to let threes rain on you. He wasn't going to hit you back.
No, he was just.
He's going to cross you up again.
But you see, that was the identity of their team. I think the Sixers, as great as they were defensively, was still Pistons light, because they still were never going to be tough as the Pistons. And those certain role players, as good as they were, but that's just my opinion,
Yeah, but defensively, they were different because they had Mutombo in the back.
Mm-hmm.
He could protect the rim, and them guys. Them guards could take more chances.
Eric Snow was a great defender.
Yeah, Eric Snow played. They great.
He was a great defender.
But them guys could take more chances. Trying to go for steals or doubling up on somebody. They could take more chances when you got that big eraser in the back protecting that rim. Where the Pistons never really had a rim protector like that. They just played great team defense.
Well,
they had a rim protector. They had Lambeer. He just wasn't
he
blocking shots. He was fouling people.
John Sally could block some shots.
Yeah, that was gonna say, and he worked well with Rodman.
But he never was like the leading shot blocker in the league type of guy.
I don't know. What I'm saying? We might have to check that one.
Yeah, I would. Because see, back then you had guys like Mark Eaton was leading the league in block shots.
Mm-hmm.
In the late '80s. Big 7'4" cowboy hillbilly. Mark Eaton. R.I.P. to Mark Eaton too.
He passed away.
Yeah,
some years ago.
Wow, I don't remember that.
Years ago. Yeah, but I always think about that. When you try to compare players, and they're not the same player, but they kind of comparable. Because Isaiah, I think, was an underrated scorer because he didn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the team, especially when the Pistons started winning.
Right.
He really didn't have to get you 30 a night.
Yeah, you had Mark McGuire.
He was more than capable.
Right.
He was more than capable of doing it. And it's if you take an Isaiah Thomas and put him in the league now, with all the ability he had.
Oh my
coming
goodness!
Out of college, man, come on.
Oh my goodness! And they can't touch him either.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'd be some long nights for some dudes.
Without hand checking, a lot of dudes from back in the day would just.
It'd be some long nights for guys trying to check.
Right.
For sure. Which leads
6 fouls would come quickly.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
So which leads me to the other comparison. Well, not even a comparison, but I guess it's more of a debate. I think Neil, you posted it
Several
the other
times.
day. Yeah, and I know
Several
Shaq,
times.
Shaq kind of put some light on it.
I've been
Bill
saying it for
Walton,
years, though, man.
Bill Walton not deserving to be on the top 75
Right.
All NBA. Well, if that's the case, he shouldn't have been on the top 50 either.
Right. And I
You know
said,
what I'm
like I
saying?
said, I've been saying it for years.
Yeah, yeah. So Bill Walton is a guy. In his prime, his best years I didn't see.
I saw it.
I didn't see.
I was because I didn't see the first. I saw the because he came in the league when 76, 70.
Yeah, something like that.
Like I said, I know
74,
because I know.
75.
Like I said, I watched those last the Bullet years when they made it to the finals. So that was what 78 and 79, and so Portland was a factor then. So I saw a couple of games with him back then. But his best years were his first 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He never averaged over 20. And people try to make it out like those the team that he took to the that he won the championship was a scrub team.
Who said that?
I've seen people, that was the argument that
they don't know what they're
for his
talking
greatness.
About. They don't know what they're
Right.
talking about. Yeah.
That's the argument for his greatness that he took a subpar team and won the championship. So,
Yeah,
and Cheese, you posted that he had, all around attributes, but I even question that because if we taking his best 2 years, the years that he won the championship, his numbers are average. There is nothing.
And not average. See, this is what I tell people all the time.
Bro, I can Google it right now. He had
I already know what they. I already know what
19
they
points a game.
No, I already see. That's
5.6 assists.
I know that. I already know his stats. I know him before you did.
So
this is what I
where's
did as a
where's
kid.
that extraordinary though?
When I say, well, we didn't say extraordinary.
Where is that top 75?
No, he's top 50.
He's top 70. He's top 50. Where's that top 50?
He's top 50. I'm gonna tell you why.
Number one, he definitely didn't deserve top 50.
He absolutely did.
No, he didn't.
In 1996, when they came out with that list, and if you break down the voting went to separate different ways. You had, I think, coaches, you had some press writers, and I think the main thing was you had former NBA players. And the criteria was weighed heavily because a lot of NBA players voted him to be on the top 50. Now, they said the top 50 of all time. They didn't necessarily break down which this is the gray area. And this is the point I think you're trying to make. Because a lot of people might have clumped in his college career, which he was unquestionably.
That's what I believe.
One of the top
I believe
players of all
he
time
gets NBA recognition based on his college resume, and it's not fair if it's an NBA top 50 award. No, it's not.
Fair.
It's not top 50 players overall.
No.
It's top 50 NBA players.
Right.
So your NBA resume should be what you stand on.
No, it's not going by the NBA resume. It's going by the top 50 players voted by these particular outlets.
The award is top 50 NBA players. It's not top 50 players, basketball players.
Right. So, but you still
how
going by the criteria? If we got 50 guys on the street right now and they voted top 75 or top 50, Bill Walton wouldn't be in it. He would not be in it. But the criteria in which they voted, he deserved to be in it.
What is the criteria? That's what I'm saying. How does the criteria include?
Because you're breaking it down.
How does the criteria? But you answered my question. How does the criteria for an NBA award include your college resume?
That's what the gray area is. But you cannot discredit.
So you can if it's an NBA award. If we're talking top 50 players in NBA. He's not a top 50 NBA player.
Can't say, no,
you can absolutely say that based on his NBA resume, he is not a top 50 NBA player.
It's who's voting.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about
because that's how we're not.
50. No, that's what you're trying. That's your case for it. But if
Yeah,
we're talking,
that's
if
what
we're
we're talking
breaking,
about.
no, we're not. We're breaking it down to the basics of does he deserve to be on
Of
that
course he
NBA
does.
award? He doesn't.
Going by who voted.
We're not talking about that. We go by his NBA resume.
Oh,
His
you going by his
NBA
NBA
resume.
resume?
He does not deserve to be top 50.
Name me.
Not even the top. Not even just if we just consider centers.
No, you tripping now, man. You
Because
name me
that was the other argument
before
that
1996.
that was the other argument that because it was broken down by centers.
No,
because
1996 when they voted the top 50 players. You tell me at that time. You tell me if we going 10, 10, 10, 10 for 50, just in shits and giggles. You can't name me 9 centers, 10 centers that were better than Bill Walton up to that point. You
in
can't.
1996, I would have to think about it. You're right, but off the top of my head, no, I can't.
Well,
but here's the thing: for the top 75, everybody didn't make it. The list didn't stay the same. Some people were eliminated. So if we're expanding it to the top 75, there's definitely better players.
Now that part I would agree.
There's
with.
definitely better players.
I would totally agree with that. But I can't discredit him being in the top 50 at that point.
Man, I still can. I just
I mean,
on the top of my mind because I was limited to the top 75. If I would have known you were going to take it to the top 50, I would have researched it and I would have had my argument solid as a rock. You know I would have.
No, man. You know it's all love, man. I mean, you know, but
Let me go off the top of my head.
Okay, my bad. I ain't mean to talk to
No,
you.
no. We good. I like this. This is good. This is good TV. So we talking about top centers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just off the top of my head. Let me see. Russell, Kareem. They would say George Mikan.
Right, which I never saw him play, so I
Never
can't
seen him
argue.
play. I won't. But
I watched a lot of clips of him.
Wilt Chamberlain,
Wilt Chamberlain.
There you go.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
There you go.
Did I say him?
No.
I didn't say Kareem.
Mm-mm.
I was getting to him. That's how many is that? I done lost count.
That's
Elijah Wan.
4.
Elijah Wan.
Elijah
Wait a
Wan.
minute. I said Russell.
You said Russell.
Damn. Chamberlain.
Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, what's the guy from way
George
back?
Mikan.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4.
That's 4.
Elijah Wan.
Elijah Wan, Ewing,
Patrick Ewing.
David Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
That's 7.
You can debatably, if we going by Neil's criteria, even though he at that time he only played like 4 or 5 years, you could throw. I would even give you Shaq.
I wouldn't have put Shaq on the top 50th, and because then they weren't doing it by. It was just players. I thought Dominique should.
No,
have
I'm just
saying.
saying. I mean, even if you said Shaq, I would give it to you.
No, I wouldn't say Shaq. No, I don't think he should deserve it.
Okay.
Moses, right? So that's 8.
That's 8. And we said 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10.
Was Daryl Dawkins on the top 50?
No.
Okay.
No. He wasn't that good. He was good, but he wasn't top 50.
Rodney said
Robert Parrish. Robert Parrish was on there.
Robert Parrish.
That's
that would be
9.
9.
Mm-hmm.
He said
And
Tommy
then
Heinsohn. Was
Shaq.
Heinsohn the center?
Shaq was on there. So they had Shaq and Walton on the top 50.
I got 9, and then
been drinking too much. He gonna say Kevin Parrish. Who?
Kevin
Parr.
Oh man, damn! I'm trying to think. I mean, Shaq. I think at that point, Shaq was too. It was too early for Shaq.
Right, it was too early
for me. And I got 9. Got 9 so far.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's somebody
like,
we just,
but like a Willis Reed or Bill. I mean, not Bill Laimbeer. Bob
Artis
Lanier,
Gilmore.
No.
Artis Gilmore. Them type of.
No.
The Gilmore wasn't. Gilmore wasn't.
No way.
Wasn't
not even.
Wasn't.
Kevin McHale was a power forward.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Willis Reed, was he considered a top big guy? Wes Unseld.
Wes Unseld was on the top 50 too, wasn't
he? Yeah.
I hope not.
He was.
I'm sure he was.
He shouldn't have been.
How was he
Why
not?
not?
He shouldn't have been.
He has better career stats than Bill Walton.
Yeah, because he played a long time. He wasn't
Whose
better than
fault
Bill.
is
He
it
wasn't better than
that
Bill
Bill
Walton.
Walton didn't play a long time?
Huh?
Whose fault is it that
No,
Bill
it's nobody's
Walton?
fault. It's nobody's fault. Hey,
It
I'm
is
not putting
his
blame.
fault. He was Mr. Glass.
No,
This
he
dude
wasn't.
played
Come
less
on,
than
man. That's not
500
fair for you.
games.
That's
He
not fair
played
for you to
less
say
than
that.
500 games in the NBA.
Yeah, it's not fair for you to
He
say that.
played
Though.
less than 500 games in a 10-year career in the NBA. He had 2 good seasons. He never averaged
He did
over
not.
20.
He had more
He
than 2 good
never.
seasons.
No, he didn't. His 2 seasons, every other season, he was a less than average player. The
No, it
top.
wasn't. Bill Walton was never a less than average player. You're going by
His
all his injuries.
numbers
See, that's
showed that he was a less
we
than
can't talk the
average
same
player.
thing because
He
I'm digging deeper
never
than just
only
numbers.
he never averaged more than 20 points a game.
Oh God,
People talk about his dominance.
Oh, my
He was
God.
only dominant for 2 years.
he was
Every
not,
other season,
he was never
he
dominant.
was a role player. People argue that the Celtics would not have won that championship without Bill Walton. I beg to differ on that.
No,
He won 6th man of the year solely because of his comeback from the injuries. I would say
He
that
deserved it.
his numbers are below any
see,
other
Neil, you telling
any
me what I
other-
already know. You got to tell the people
Right.
out there.
I'm telling them
already know
because
this.
they're the ones on that's listening. It just happens
they
to be
probably
that you
agree with
listening too.
I don't. They
His
agree with you.
numbers, even for the 6th man of the year award,
Mm-hmm.
are below any other 6th man of the year.
You going by? See this?
I'm going by the facts. That's all I can
No,
go
you're going by numbers.
And
You're not going by
because
facts.
I saw that 86 series. He was not extraordinary. To say that he could not have, that they would not
Neil,
have
come
won
on,
that
man.
series
You
without
Neil,
Bill Walton
Neil.
is that is
You're
just
missing the whole point of the argument.
man. Come on now.
Thank you. Rodney said it was a different league and numbers are subjective. He's totally right.
I'm not going by numbers now, subjective.
You are, that's
saw,
what you've been
I just, listen to me. I saw the 86 series.
What did you see?
I saw that he could not, that they would have definitely won that series without Bill Walton. They would have definitely
Larry
won
Bird
that series
didn't say
without-
that.
I don't care what Larry Bird says.
Oh my God.
I don't care what Larry Bird says.
All right.
Larry Bird
Oh,
talk
shit, my
trash to
audio went out.
everybody. Larry Bird
you
talk
good,
trash
okay.
to everybody.
Okay.
I mean, come on now. Everything. Not saying he's not the champion that he is, and he's a great player, but
y'all hear me?
everything he says isn't gold.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
This is what it's all about, fam.
Right.
I love it. I love
I
it.
mean, even if you give him that he was but that's the problem though. The top 50, they didn't do it by position because we just established that it was more than 10 centers
Right.
on there.
Right.
And I believe Shaq shouldn't have been on there. And I believe Dominique should have been on the top 50 if that was a snub. And the top 75, I believe that
I totally agree.
and Walton's not the only one on that top 75 list that I don't believe deserve. Like I said, Sam Jones. I didn't see him play, so I only went by the numbers on that. But I mean, I don't think Dame should be on there right now.
Shouldn't be on there?
Dame. I don't think Dame should be on the top.
Oh,
75.
Lillard?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think AD should be on there right now.
Anthony Davis?
Right.
You on the top 75 list?
Yeah, both of them are on there.
Damn. That's how much I paid attention to that shit.
Right.
I know why on there.
Oh my goodness, bro. You got the cheap mic now, bro.
I know who ain't on there.
Who ain't
that?
on there?
Klay Thompson.
Right. Do you think he would deserve to be on there?
I kind of do, man. As much as I like picking with him, he deserves to be on there.
Move the mic back from your mouth about 10 centimeters.
It's too loud.
Yeah,
My fault. Does it
No,
sound better? It sound better now?
it's a little better.
My
yeah,
bad.
you know them lists are subjective.
Right.
There ain't nothing exact about the list. This is all opinion, but I agree that Hermanville should be on
Oh
on
my
the list, man.
goodness.
You right.
Hermanville is on the list, and it's not top anything.
Hermanville should be
No,
on the
no
list.
disrespect, Hermanville, but come on, bro. You know, you know.
Hermanville should be on the list, baby.
I mean, honestly though, I feel like in the top 75, I feel like Howard got snubbed. I feel like C. Webb got snubbed.
What
I mean, but
Howard?
those are
What
just
Howard?
Dwight Howard.
Oh, Dwight Howard. Yeah, Dwight Howard, man.
I feel like
I think
Chris Webber got snubbed.
once he left Orlando,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he just a guy that don't get good media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That when he went to LA, that was a debacle.
Good
You
son.
know, when he went to the Lakers the first time, and I think it just been downhill for him since because
What up, Simon?
he was extraordinary.
Right, Fats
with
Grade. I see you
Orlando.
definitely see Webb. Like,
What's up, Fats? What's
I
up,
don't even
boy?
see how C Webb is not top 75, but you know,
Yeah.
because he definitely
Simon,
has
what's
better
up?
numbers than Bill Walton.
So you can't compare them to Bill Walton because, like I said, and I'm gonna say it, and I know you guys heard me. That was a different time. And quite honestly, if they picked the top 75, say if they just scratched it, everybody, and just started over, Bill Walton wouldn't be on there. I mean, in my opinion, he wouldn't be on there.
No, he wouldn't be on there.
Yeah, no. I mean, I ain't gonna talk crazy.
Maybe
But,
he on there because potentially
Right.
he was
Yes.
potentially
Yeah.
he would have been a top whatever player had he not had the injuries.
Now that one, Fast Grade, I don't even agree that Tracy McGrady should be on the top 75. I can't agree with that one.
75, I give him.
Tracy McGrady?
McGrady was top dog for a couple years, man.
Like you said, a couple
he had a
years,
run.
man. A couple years.
But I mean, all of them, when you look at them, everybody get a little spot where most people are just consistent. Most of the great players are consistent. And they have a window where they just fucking everything up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like AI. When AI was with Philly, was where he was here. But when he went to Denver, Detroit, on the back end of his career, he wasn't the same AI.
And that's where I feel like part of the criteria should include a certain amount of games. Like that's part of just my whole thing with Bill Walton. Like he played less than 500 actual games in the NBA. He shouldn't even be considered for that.
Why you got a problem with Big Red?
Because I don't like him.
Wait a minute, hold on.
I don't like.
See, I knew it was an ulterior motive. I knew it. Why you don't like Bill Walton?
I don't like his commentary.
He is great.
I like him as a commentator.
I didn't like.
It's unbelievable.
My thing is, honestly, he has a commentary. I don't like his voice. That's what.
Yeah, I
like his voice.
I'll tell you something on the real though, and
he knows the game.
He does. But I tell you something, I know you will respect. Neil, he has always been an advocate for equality for blacks in different genres of his life. He has always spoken up, and he said he got that. A lot of what he learned from Kareem is what he instilled. So I give the man a lot of respect, man. I do. I do. So that's a side thing, but
Fats said,
back up off the mic, cheese.
My bad. I think it's messing up again, Neil. I think it is.
Fats said Rondo done more in the league than Dame Lillard. I'm a Rondo guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Rondo guy. I think Rondo is one of the last, with CP3 of the just a pure point guard.
Right.
That just makes shit happen offensively. He's not a big scorer, but he gets shit done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a Rondo guy. Rondo was my favorite point guard for a long time.
He was,
especially the Boston years. Years, Rondo was my guy. I'm a Rondo guy.
Y'all tripping.
Who you
Rondo? Over Lillard?
Man. Well, when you break it down, what has Lillard done?
He's carried the Portland team. I mean, I get what y'all saying though.
He carried the
I get
Portland team.
he has carried them.
See
He
the
has
second
carried
round.
that.
He
He's
he
carried
had
that
no
franchise.
he had nobody else on that team.
He carried him to the second round.
CJ McCollum ain't scoring
No,
20
he's a
plus
good
a
player.
game. Vucevic wasn't scoring 20 plus a game.
See, here you go with them points a game. That doesn't equate to victories though. Just like I told you with Hoodie Melo on them. Ain't none of them doing no suicide on defense. It's two
What?
sides.
So what equates to a win if two guys scoring 25 plus a game ain't
We
'cause
talked about this before.
If you
And
take away their 50 points,
it ain't points, Neil. It's about intangibles and making plays.
Rodney Pierce, like you said, he scored a lot of points, and
You can say that about AI.
but nothing else. He scored a lot of points, but nothing else. He's not a defensive stopper, you know.
Oh, now you throwing defense in the game. First is all points.
No, it's not, bruh. My Walton argument includes his entire resume: points, assists.
But it's defense though.
Rodney Pierce, ring the bell for you, sir. Great comment.
Yo, come on. Yo, hey Kenny, you see how he suddenly cut me off and just anyway.
And he hit the bell on
Yo, he dismissed me and said anyway.
Bing, bing.
Thanks a lot, Neil.
Fast,
Hey, I ain't never giving you no more my soap.
Fast brought up another name that's under the radar.
Rod Strickland.
Rod Strickland.
He's not a Hall of
Right.
Famer.
I don't
I
agree.
didn't say that.
I don't
I
agree.
did not
Rod
say
is
that.
top 50.
Can I-
He fly under the radar.
No, I just want to do my Bill Walton. He's not a Hall of Famer.
Get a rebound.
Get a rebound.
Yeah, Rod Strickland was another guy. You know what I'm saying? He was just effective. You know what I'm saying? For a guy, what Rod Strickland, like 6'1"?
Nah, he was more 6'3", 6'4". Because I met him, he was a little taller than me, so I'm 6'1". So I think he was like 6'3", 6'4".
I always thought he was like 6'2", 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, but
He taller than me, and I'm 6'1", so.
that motherfucker, man, his getting to the bucket and finishing around that rim was
Second to none.
Was second to none.
He was Kyrie before Kyrie.
That's his godfather.
Okay.
Yeah, Kyrie is his godson.
But he'd be playing in Brooklyn right now. I just figure I'd throw that in there. Sorry. Oh no, where you get that sound?
say Rod would have took the shot, huh?
Yeah.
Rod would have took the shot.
Hell yeah. Put me in, coach.
Okay, so Fat said, what about Kyrie? Is he top 75?
I think Kyrie he barely he on the outside. He might be like 78, 79-ish. Because he's his resume, he's still building.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? See, Kyrie, as tough as he is, you know that same shit I was just talking about earlier. He got to take a team somewhere. He got to do something. You know what I'm saying? With him being the guy, because that's what he wanted.
See, hold on, Kenny. Y'all hustling backwards now, because in the beginning y'all said we can't talk about chips as it equates to great players.
I agree with you, Cheese. I agree with you on that one because if that's the case, Dame's on the list and he ain't taking the team nowhere.
Yeah.
Kyrie got a ring.
Yeah.
As the guy on a team, he has to take a team to a deep playoff run. He got to lead a team to a deep playoff run.
But how can he do that if he's not the guy on the team? He on the team with Kevin Durant.
He left Cleveland to be the guy.
Right.
And he hasn't done it yet.
But you can arguably say if he wasn't on Cleveland, LeBron might not have got that chip that year.
Right.
Because he played hell of a ball that year. So
yeah, but he was on Cleveland before LeBron got there too.
But a lot of the other pieces weren't. They didn't have love.
We can do that all day.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, when you was going to the finals 3-4 years in a row with Cleveland, he wanted to be somewhere where all the weight was gonna fall on his shoulders. He went to Boston, and the shit
But
didn't
even
work
when he
out.
went to Boston, he you know what I'm saying? Like they
That was a
had
great fit if he could have stick with that, man.
But
right.
the shit didn't work out. And I
Yeah,
like Kyrie,
that was a good damn team, man.
and I like
Well,
Kyrie.
I think it imploded when whatchamacallit got hurt. What was the guy that got hurt the first game and it was downhill from there?
I don't remember. I don't know.
You don't remember the white dude? He broke his leg the first
Oh yeah, you talking about my boy used to work out work out with Kobe. What's his name?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, the one that's down there with Charlotte right now.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
Charlotte now.
That guy.
Mm,
It's like once he broke his leg, man, it went downhill from there.
yeah.
Kyrie got us. He about 78. He close. And I'm a Kyrie guy. I'm a Kyrie guy. I like him. And he another guy. When he on his shit, he must see TV.
Crazy thing is, we ain't gonna be around to see the top 100.
Who not?
We not. If they
I'm gonna
do
be
it
around.
25 years from now, you go, okay, bro.
I ain't gonna be. I'm only gonna be 75. I'm gonna be here.
Hey, knock on wood. You
Lord
know,
willing.
right?
Lord willing.
I never knew I'd be here this long. So,
Ain't nothing facts. Everybody, you gotta have a squad to win the chip. But we were talking about that earlier. Like the chip is not the end all be all for great players. You know what I'm saying? The chip, it's not all about the chip. The chip then became like the talking point. You know, I think it's like I said earlier, it started like Magic had 5, so now to be better than Magic, you gotta have more than 5. You gotta have 6. You know, I ain't knocking Kyrie. I'm not knocking him. I say he's 77, 78. He close. He just not top 75 yet for me. For me.
so
But
he's
who am I?
above the people that were already snubbed.
Like who?
C. Webb,
See where
Dwight Howard.
you can have all them guys lumped there together.
Mm.
You know, 76, 77, 78. And then like, you know, guys like that are a little more fresher in our, you know,
Klay Thompson.
in our memory.
Klay Thompson, top 75. I mean, 78, top 80
Yeah, might be in the 80s.
in the 80s.
Yeah, but I mean, we talking about 75, like
Right,
80 out of the thousands of motherfuckers that played in the league. That ain't bad.
right.
Yeah, it's a lot of great players, man. I mean, they really could play.
Good point. Good point.
That ain't bad. I mean, but you know, these like the list, man. You could come up with a list. Everybody not going to agree 100% on every list. That's the thing, you know.
And that's my problem, though. I feel like it's just opinions. There's no specific criteria, or if it is, it needs to be narrowed because number of games should definitely be a part of the criteria, in my humble opinion.
So let's get a consensus from us and then people that's watching. Should Bill Walton be in that top 75?
I vote no.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
But he deserved to be in the top 50.
I vote no on that one as well.
But how can you be top 50 and not 75?
Because
some of
it was
all of the top 50 didn't make the top 75
right. And not only that,
How is that?
because new players came in and
Yeah.
they included the new talent pool.
And
But
that's-
in the argument is, here's my thing with the top 50, Shaq was the only currently playing player. I really feel like
well,
that
no,
should
that's
be
not
part-
true.
He
Who
was
else
the
was
youngest player.
Who
He was
else
the
on
youngest.
there? Who
Yeah,
else was
Mike
on there?
Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley,
All right, I'm wrong.
Barkley, yeah.
David
Barkley
Robinson.
never retired at that
No.
point.
Yeah, that was 96.
They had quite a few people that are still playing.
Okay, well, again, I retract that statement. I was wrong.
Yeah. So you had to ask, and I guess my point is to that point. But as Neil stated, it's been more players that have come in the league. So that's why I say Bill Walton is not a top 75 player, but he's a top 50 player. And then you go, so 25 years from now, one of these
somebody gonna look at them numbers and like, how the fuck was he in the top 50?
Yeah, something going on, man.
Yeah, every time you start to say gibberish, your mic cuts
I know, right? I'm sorry.
So here's the thing, and I'm gonna disagree with that. I don't believe he's top 50 because we sat here and named because it didn't go by, if it went by position the same way it did supposedly for the 75, it went by position.
Mm-hmm.
He could have definitely been scratched off the top 50 because we easily named.
Please, I'm not putting George Mikan over him. Kidding me?
Saw George Mikan play. Come on, bro. Stop it, Chatter.
Hey, they named the drill after George Mikan.
Right.
Yeah.
They got to count for something.
That guy was awesome. I'm sure.
Who else got a drill named after him?
Not Bill Walton. Bill Walton has nothing named after him except Luke.
T.I.
Luke.
Don't he got a drill named after?
Who?
T.I.
Oh my goodness.
Tip drill.
This guy. Go to your corner, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, that was good debate, though.
I got I got a T.I. story. Well, he was supposedly lick what's the name, Toes, his wife, whoever. They talk about it one time.
Tiny.
Yeah, so I had this thing where, I was riding down the highway today and happened to see a lady, and she just happened to say, "Hey, you want to lick my toes? I give you a case of tea." I said, "What you say?" She said, "I give you a case of tea if you lick my toes." I thought she was crazy. Hold on.
Was that one of T.I.'s jokes from his stand-up routine?
I'm sorry. Oh God.
Man, not the crickets. Oh God, the crickets. Damn. Damn.
Anyway.
Yeah,
just add some levity to the thing. That's all.
All right, Fast wants some clarity. He said Magic had Kareem and Worthy, Bird had McHale and the weed smoker. Mike had Scotty and Rodman. Steph had Kyle and KD. LeBron has Kyrie, D Wade, Bosh, Jesus Shuttlesworth. Kobe had Shaq and Robert Horry. Yeah, I agree. Big shot Bob.
She was on the road until you said Robert Horry.
Back up off the mic, cheese.
I'm sorry, man.
Kyrie belongs. He did more than Dame and AD. Yeah, I think we was in agreement that Dame and AD should come off. We right. All agree to that. And AD. How many games did he play?
Right.
Do he got 500?
Right.
He's a fragile motherfucker too.
God damn.
Yeah.
But
this ain't Kentucky. God
in his defense, though, he got a chip.
So got a chip.
That's where he did. He
got a chip, but I mean, AD leave a lot to be desired for me because he always in street clothes. He always on the bench, man. He always come up with some kind of injury.
I agree.
And it's almost like well, he's not as bad as this guy, but you know how we always heard how great Sam Bowie was.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a great player. He just couldn't stay healthy. But AD is not as fragile as Sam Bowie, so that's probably bad. That's probably a bad analogy.
Bill Walton is as fragile as Sam Bowie.
Nah, and you know what? I followed Sam Bowie, and Sam Bowie was great in college, but he initially got hurt in college, and that was one of the things where a lot of people were wondering why he was picked before Jordan, because he had already had a bad knee injury in college.
Mm-hmm.
which was made it even more weird that he was picked before Jordan. So
Right, but that was the thing because it was misdiagnosed, so they didn't know it was as serious as it was.
yeah,
So that's why they picked him.
but
They
he,
didn't know if they knew what it was. I don't believe they would have picked him if they would have
but you go
known.
watch him play from his sophomore and freshman year to when he
He
was a
didn't.
senior.
He didn't move good.
No, he didn't move as well. I don't know what
Right.
scout was looking at him,
He
but
didn't
yeah.
move good at all. But I mean,
Oh, Rodney Pierce going back deep,
Andrew
and he.
Toney,
Oh man, that's another guy who could really play, but
he was
like you said, bad feet.
he was scorching dudes though with them bad feet for a minute.
yeah, well, you can do this all night. Throwing names out there, but that's the fun of it.
He said Keith Booth has a chip.
Yeah. Be more. Dunbar.
Because he's from Baltimore, I ain't even going. I'm gonna let that.
What were you gonna say? Nah, Neil, keep it real. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna hit him with the sound effect on that one, but I'm gonna let that one go.
Go at the top rope, water.
I'm gonna let that one go.
If you know, I super fly snooker.
I'm gonna let that one go, bro.
Nah, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Fat's a Dunbar guy. That's, he gonna prop his guys up. But that's
What's up.
That's how it is, man. Bill Walton, I think, like I didn't really see, like my recollection of Bill Walton is them couple years with the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know too much about him because, early on, and probably because he wasn't playing, he was hurt.
Right.
So I didn't really know who he was or not much about him until that point. But then I heard all about the UCLA shit is undeniable. Some people say he was greater at UCLA than
Kareem.
Kareem.
Right.
You ever watch some of the games? If you watch some of his old UCLA game, he was.
Yeah, he was tough. He was tough.
But I understand. I mean, I understand where Neil coming from. I mean, you got a great point. But for, I would like to see him. How it would have panned out for him.
Man, if that's the case, we want to see how Len Bias would have panned out.
Well, we talked about that, right?
How Reggie Lewis would have panned
No,
out.
we've talked
How
about
Hank
that. Absolutely.
would have panned out.
Sure.
Man,
Absolutely.
come on now.
No, but see, Neil, that's part of sports though, because we debated whether
The great what ifs.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
That's part of sports. Yeah.
And, speaking of Hank, it was the other day was the anniversary of his death. I think it was
Sure
yesterday
was.
or the day before.
Yep.
That I remember seeing that shit, man, coming. I was on a ski trip that weekend. It just came in the house, and my grandmother had the news on, and they were showing, him dunking the ball and then running up half court to collapse. That's one of some of the most eerie shit I've ever seen in my life. And I wasn't even there in person.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine the people that was in the building that saw that. Then you see him trying to get up. He can't get it together, man. And he just gone. That shit is crazy. And he was a hell of a ball player.
Right.
Hell of a ball player, man. Yeah, it'd have been interesting to see what he would have did in the league.
Mm-hmm.
The way I remember it, man, that was the day after we lost to Catonsville in the playoffs. That very next day.
It was a Sunday. It was a Sunday for sure.
That we lost that Friday, yeah.
Yeah, it was
and
a
I
Sunday
remember
for
I
sure.
came back to school Monday,
Yeah, I was
and
just
that's
getting
what your
back.
boy Radcliffe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was
That's the
just
first
getting
thing he
back.
said to me was like, how do you feel about Hank Gathers? I was like, I mean, at the time, I was like, I'm more concerned about the fact that we lost, but looking back,
Yeah, Len Bias and Reggie Lewis, that would have been something had they been able to.
Especially like the way you said, if they would have both been able to play on the same team in Boston.
Yeah.
Man, I think that
But
would
I
have
mean,
been just incredible.
I think the way it worked out, they would have got Reggie that next year because they got Reggie late in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd have fell in their lap again. Like, even if they had Len Bias, they picked like 27th, 28th that year, and they got Reggie. And Reggie was at Northeastern, so he was kind of under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people. Northeastern is right up there in Boston, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and Reggie was just coming. He was coming on, and them couple years, right? You know, the last couple years before he died, he was an all star. He was an all star the year he passed, right?
Mm-hmm.
93.
I
I
believe
think I
so.
think he was an all
Right.
Yeah.
star that year. So he was coming. You know, Reggie was coming, man. Reggie was
Right.
like, really, I think he would have been the best Reggie between out of him and Reggie Miller. I think
Mm.
Reggie Lewis would have been a better Reggie because he did
Hmm.
more. I think he was a more all around player. He was he
You
could
know
get to
what?
the hole. They both are the same size. They both like 6'7", 190, 200 type guys. Wasn't real big, but they were just long. You know, Reggie had that length. He was
That's a great one, Kenny.
a better than average defender. You know, he gave Jordan some problems with that length.
Mm-hmm.
It could slow him a little bit. You know, he wasn't gonna stop Mike, but he could give him some problems. He would have created a matchup issue for Mike.
That's a great one. I like that
Was he a better
comparison.
shooter though?
I think he was a better scorer.
Mm.
I think he was a better scorer than Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller could score it. You know, I think toward the end he became more of a shooter, but Reggie was like a mid-range to 3-point guy.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't driving to the cup.
Nah.
Reggie Miller, I'm talking about. He wasn't
Right.
like going to the hole on people.
He was
like
a two dribble
mid-range.
pull up guy.
Yeah, he was a mid-range 3-point guy.
He played good defense too. People
Mm-hmm.
think because he was skinny, but Reggie Miller could play D,
Yeah,
man.
Reggie. I remember going to I was at went to a Bullets game at the Capitol Center. This had to have been like 92, maybe 93, 92, 93, but the Bullets played the Pacers. That's back when they had big George Murison and I think Rex Chapman was on the squad. You know, they had them kind of guys. And game go to the wire. Fucking damn, who hit the shot for the Bullets? Somebody hit a shot. I can't remember who hit the shot to put them up. Put the Bullets up 2 with some seconds left. And Indiana called a timeout. They advanced the ball to the other half. Man, Reggie shit came off a fucking screen. Caught the pass all in motion with that ugly ass release. At the buzzer, yo, knock that shit. I said, get the fuck out of here, man. You know, the Bullets.
That's just made a different, a pretty unique. You want to read that, Kenny?
Reggie was a better version of today's Melo with defense. Reggie Lewis, yeah. Reggie was a bucket. Reggie was a bucket, man.
He was a better defender. I don't know if he had a full repertoire as far as a low post game like Melo. Even though Lewis could post up, I don't know if he had as many.
I think with
That's
Reggie,
a tough one. I had to think about that.
Reggie was like 6'7". So you know, two guards wasn't.
I thought he was a little bit taller than that.
No, he about 6'7".
No, he was 6'7".
But you know, two guards back then, he could post the two guards up at that time. But I don't remember him posting up as much. I just remember him getting buckets. You know, in them last couple of years with Boston, he was starting to come on. You know,
That's a good one too,
buckets,
Fats.
man.
I gotta think about that, Fats. That's a good one. That's a good one. I could dig that.
Yeah, Reggie Lewis. You know, another one, we got cheated out of his best years. You know, we got cheated out of the best years that he had to bring. You know, had to come. I think he had more to. You know, he had more to show us, and it just wasn't meant to be. You know, he died on July 27th, which a couple years later, my son was born on July 27th. So now I'll never forget his day that he died, because my son was born on that date a couple years later.
But Neil, you brought it up, Neil, how and we've always debated that. Well, as we get older, you find yourself debating how careers would have panned out and it goes. And I saw y'all bring up Gale Sayers, even though he had some 6 or 7 great years.
Right.
But you talk about guys even like
Yeah, who was that?
baseball.
That like they compared. Oh, that was one of my homies from down here.
Yeah.
He said that he didn't believe Gale Sayers belonged in the Hall of Fame. But it was, again, if you compare the totality of Gale Sayers' career to Bill Walton, with just not even numbers because it's basketball to football, but the accolades, his career is head and shoulders above Bill Walton's.
Yeah. I mean, he's fantastic. But you go all sports, just like we're baseball fans. I was a Sandy Koufax, and as far as pitching, and he retired at 29. Jim Brown,
right?
And these guys, but they were already set in stone at that point. But so that's great. Always good to argue those.
And that's exactly. Because Gale says he was rookie of the year. He was a rushing leader. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The following year, like, come on now. Like you say, certain things put you on the pedestal once you accomplish them. In my opinion.
Gale Sayers had a game with like 5 or 6 touchdowns. Wasn't it?
Exactly. He was the rushing leader one year. He was the rookie of the year, and he was the yardage leader.
Yep.
And those were 3 different years. So those 3 things, like I just, in my opinion, certain things just put you automatically on the pedestal.
It's great, man. It was great. I can't argue about Gale Sayers, man. Right.
Now he got injured as well, but
and you see his moves, man. His shit was crazy, man. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like with these types of awards, Hall of Fame, top XYZ number player, there has to be concrete criteria to include and to exclude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But a lot of this shit, man, be a popularity contest.
Exactly.
Especially with we had the debate a couple weeks ago about Barry Bonds and Clemens and all them guys. Mm-hmm. They should be in.
Right.
But, baseball dropped the ball on that whole steroid shit, but we ain't going to debate that again. But I think they should all be in.
But some of them, the drugs that they used weren't outlawed at the time that they used them?
Yeah,
that's what the case was. Some of them, yeah.
None of it was illegal in the sport, but it was illegal outside of sport. It's almost like they was using cocaine. Cocaine is illegal.
But I thought Barry Bonds, wasn't creatine, which was over the counter?
No, he was
He was with that.
Man,
with the Balco lab.
Yeah, I forgot what he used. I forgot. I had to research. I thought
one of those baseball guys, creatine, was a McGuire. One of them was using creatine, and
McGuire had I think it was McGuire with the creatine because he had it sitting in the locker.
Yeah. Creatine
made a big deal about it.
You know what I mean? That's GNC.
Yeah, but he mixed it with steroids though.
Allegedly. Did he ever?
He never denied. Here's the point though. Mark McGuire did something that a lot of them didn't do. He sort of admitted his wrongdoing because baseball really gave him back his good graces. He's been a coach for a lot of years now. Mm-hmm. So you talking about the difference between him and Rafael Palmeiro, where
I never use steroids.
Yeah. And Ricky Martin, Sammy Sosa. Yeah.
Hey.
By the way,
I don't know. We're going to have to have a whole show on, not a whole show. We're going to have a special segment on Sammy, whoever he is now.
Wait, don't Sammy look like a Colombian drug dealer now?
No,
keep it real. Keep it real.
He don't look like no drug dealer. He look like motherfucker like a Ricky Ricardo type.
Yeah. Look like he took a bath in some Clorox.
He look like somebody you see at Club Babaloo.
He look like the dude from Saved by the Bell. What's the dude with the curly hair?
Screech.
Not Screech, the Hawaiian, the other dude that's on Entertainment Tonight now. They the same complexion now.
Oh yeah,
Mario
Lopez.
Yeah,
Mario. Yeah.
So fast ask, do we think Terry Bradshaw was that good to be a Hall of Famer?
See, football's different.
He got a chip. Not that that's the criteria, but
he got 4 of them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So
See, you got
yeah.
people like Joe Namath in the Hall, and you look at his stats.
Namath was very, very average.
Yeah,
But
He
he
was
took an
very
yeah.
average
average
quarterback.
team and got a chip.
To
He
me,
in the,
yeah,
he in the Super Bowl based off that Super Bowl win over the Colts,
Right.
and for
Because
how
that
big it
Colts
was
was
at the
supposed to
time.
be the greatest team at that time, right?
But then the AFL was supposed to be the inferior league,
Mm-hmm.
and it was no way that the AFL was supposed to be the NFL team.
Right.
And Joe Namath, not only did he guarantee the win, but they got it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even think he was spectacular in the game.
no,
He didn't light it up in the game. They won the game, and that was pretty much how he became Broadway Joe.
Right.
He cashed in on that shit.
He was the Muhammad Ali of the NFL at the time.
I wouldn't go that far.
Not in the, I mean, in the
Come
sense
on,
of the way
yeah, I wouldn't
the
go that far.
flamboyancy. That's what I mean. That's the
Come on,
only
Nick.
thing, bro. Come
Terry
on
Bradshaw.
now.
Neil, put the bell on yourself, Neil.
You
Come
know
on,
what
please.
you know what I mean. That was a great comment.
I think for the time, Bradshaw was a Hall of Fame for that time.
Mm-hmm.
I think compared to the guys like the quarterbacks of today, he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer if he played today.
But that would be because of the numbers, right?
But the league was different then too.
Mm-hmm.
They ran the ball a lot more back then. It was a lot more of a running league. Franco was a big guy. I mean, big part of their offense. Rocky Bly.
Franco and Rocky Bly.
They ran it a lot, but Terry could get it up.
Right, I was about to say he also threw some big touchdowns to Stallworth and Swan.
Yeah, they went to get it for him. So I mean, I think he deserved to be in for the time he played in. I think he was solid for that.
Yeah, Rodney's right. He did take a hell of a beating, though.
Yeah, he got his ass whipped.
Rodney, you pretty knowledgeable, man. I like you, man. He know a lot about sports, man. I like that.
Big Rod. You gonna have to get some guest spots.
Yeah.
I'll send me your resumes, man, to my inbox, man. If I get y'all a guest spot.
Look, hey Bill, see if he fits the criteria.
Hey, I'm about to say, except for the fact that you agree with Bill Walton being in the 50 and 75th greatest player list. You are very knowledgeable, Mr. Rodney Pierce.
God damn.
Give you a round of applause.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, shit, we throw names around, and it, one thing will lead you to another.
Mm-hmm.
We started with Bill Walton, and we got all the way to Joe Namath and Terry Bradshaw.
Fats, ask you something, Kenny.
Yeah, Fats. I do it. Try to do it every Friday, live. I got a YouTube page. I'm gonna post that up now in the comments. So
hey, can I ask Fats what years were he at Dunbar?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the mid '90s.
In '90s.
Yeah, Fats. What year you graduated from Dunbar, Fats? I mean, I followed the brother a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've been knowing him for some years. We go to the same barbershop.
Oh, okay.
And
97?
97. Okay. All right. Yeah, so
I knew some cats before.
So Fats, you played on some of them early state championship teams down in Dunbar, right? Like with Tommy Polly and all them guys. And big Derek. All them dudes. I don't wanna trying to pin the comment. Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, so Fats, I pinned the YouTube page. The YouTube page is in the comments. So we record all the shows like Fridays, and then I post them to the YouTube page like on Saturday. Go back and check out the other ones. Like comment, share. Tell your homies. Share with your friends, man. We're here having some fun.
Hey, Fats, I don't know if you probably know, but I played with some few guys a little older than you who went to Dunbar, like Dietrich and Joe Tucker and those guys. We used to always play together. So I'm quite sure you probably know them. But yeah, Michael Lloyd and those. Yeah, it's pretty. A lot of great players came from there, man. After
Yeah.
the
Shout
night.
out, shout out to Dietrich. We just beat them last week in the playoffs. He
Yeah,
coached at Maryville.
yeah.
We got him up out of here. But also, Fat show, put your nephew name in the comments, man. Fat's got a nephew, man. That's pretty big time football player. He out at Oregon, wide receiver.
Okay.
Dante Thornton. I think
Okay,
I'm saying his name right. But that's Fat's nephew.
Okay.
And he out at Oregon, man.
that's good, man.
Going into his sophomore year.
Oh yeah, Dante Bright. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Some great
Dante
players,
Thornton.
man.
Yeah, going into his sophomore year at Oregon right now. And I watched a couple of the games. I saw him in the I forget which bowl they were in, Dante Thornton Jr. But I forget which bowl they were in. I saw when he got the touchdown in the bowl game. So that was big stuff, man. See a kid, local kid, on the big stage doing big things,
Hmm.
man. And he looked like just from the looks of it. You know what I'm saying? You know how some people got the look.
The Alamo Bowl, he said.
Yeah, the Alamo Bowl. Yeah, you know how some people you just look at him and be like, he looked like the real deal. Well, not
Hmm.
because Fats used to post the workout videos and all that stuff, man. I was like, yeah, Shorty looked like the deal.
Hmm.
So I kind of follow him. I watch, Fats always posting stuff. So I always, been following and definitely pulling for Shorty. Fats gonna hate it when the Ravens draft him though.
I love to see that, man.
Fast is not a Ravens fan at all.
6'5", 200 pounds, 4'4".
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's
he the
great,
real
man.
deal, man. But yeah, he gonna look real good in that purple and black Fats.
You know what, Fats? That gets lost because we see so much negative stuff, man. I love to hear about young kids from this area who doing great stuff, man. I
Yeah,
respect that. I like that. I love to hear that kind
Exactly.
of stuff.
yeah, yeah. And give Fats the shout out, the props, man, for riding with him.
Yeah.
He was a big part of his journey. So stepping in for him, man, and really making sure Shorty stayed on the right track and on the right path, man. So we always got to prop up our brothers, that's doing the right thing by the kids, because we don't get the love, man. If we was out there fucking up or doing something wrong, that should be all over the place.
Right.
But yeah, props to you, Fats, for making sure Shorty got what he needed to get where he needed to go.
Kenny, why don't you get together a sports mix lunch dinner?
Hey,
Your treat,
it's all,
of
it's all in the
course.
past. It's all in the works, brother.
Okay.
It's all in the works. I want to do some remote type settings. You know what I'm saying? Like you did over there at the spot on Joppa Road. I'm thinking about something like that. Just gotta
Why don't we see if we can get Eldorados?
yeah, that'd be a nice one. That'd be a real nice one. Look, are they still open?
I don't know.
I don't hear nobody talking about Eldorados no more.
This
That's
guy.
He said they demand a trade right away at the rate. He go hard on the Ravens all football season.
So he's a Steelers fan?
Nah, he I don't know. I don't know who he vote. I know who he voted against. I know who he rooted against. I don't know who his team is, but he go hard against the Ravens. But it's all love. It's all good. Good guy. In fact, he used to coach basketball too, if I ain't mistaken. He was a basketball coach at one time. So that's what's up, man. But let's really wrap this thing up, fellas.
Yeah.
Been a productive. He said Peyton Manning was his guy.
Okay.
I guess he was a coach / Broncos guy. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this thing up, man. So since
Yeah, my old man kicking in now.
yeah, we ain't get the head. We ain't get the head in the beginning. I'm gonna play it on the outro. I'll make sure I get the audio corrected because of yeah. We want to make sure we can hear this.
Big Lou. Yeah, you in the mix, man. You in the mix. Sportsman.
Oh shit.
The mix, rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty. You in the sports mix with Kenny. News and knowledge. A lot of dope techniques make kids become scholars. You need to tune in. A lot of hot topics. When it comes to sports, Kenny sound like a prophet. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. Plus he keep you up on all the hottest trends. Plus you never know who he has as a guest. So grab a cold one, man, and just tune in. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. You in the mix. Sports mix. You in the mix. Rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. You in the mix. Sports mix. You in the mix. You rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty.
Yeah. We coming. We coming.
Did they say what was did they say Jimmy?
Kenny. You know what they said.
Did he say Kenny?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm like, why does he keep saying Jimmy?
That's personally made. My homie, my big homie Lou, Big Lou, the $1 Million Click, hooked me up with a little theme music.
Like that.
Much appreciated. Check out me and Big Lou interview back from that was back in December. It's on the YouTube page. Shout out to my
That's
guy.
pretty cool, man.
Big Lou. Appreciate you, homie.
That's good. I'm gonna tell you something before you go. That's good when people you know support you, man.
Exactly.
For
Can I
sure.
just say something before you go?
Yeah.
And maybe I shouldn't say it, but you post this in Turner Station page all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We're from Turner Station.
Born and raised.
How many followers you got on YouTube? I just want to throw it out there.
66.
You ain't got, yeah.
Oh, it's 66.
See, here's my point. This is why I say I'm a quiet taste. We got roughly 7,000-8,000 whatever people that's in the Turner Station pages. You got 66 followers who follow you on YouTube. Like I said last week, you're one of the lovable guys I've ever met in my life. I'm still questioning why you only got 66 followers when your neighborhood is not even supporting you.
Mm.
See, this is another thing. And I'm gonna say this, and I know this is our Keep It Real Barbershop show. The sports mix with Kenny Wilkes. That's what it is.
Very weak.
You got 66 people following you, but I see a lot of these people. You see them on Instagram. They'll be wishing all these stars happy birthday, following them. Oh, girl, you look cute, or oh, that's my dog. But the same dude they grew up with, they can't even post a like or subscribe to your channel. So all I'm saying is, for all you people that be supporting Kenny and say, oh man, do your thing, how about y'all go subscribe and press the like button or do whatever? Because I see y'all do it all the time, wishing people happy birthday, and they never respond to you.
Mm. We about to go viral.
And that kind of chaps my ass, man, because like I said, you're a good dude. We all love you, care about you. I want to know exactly why you don't only have 66 followers on YouTube. That makes no sense to me. You had, when I posted that on TS page some months ago, all these people were liking the comment, but none of them went on to subscribe.
Mm.
So all this TS for life shit that a lot of people say and do, fuck all that. TS for life is what I grew up on, is that I could trust my neighbor. and then we supported each other. We used each other's businesses. So as you stated today, where we have, all these podcasts or whatever, and I know people out there, just like you subscribe to Hulu and HBO and all that, it doesn't even cost to follow you. On top of that, and Neil knows the game better than all of us, the more subscribers you get, the more views you're able to get, the more money you may be able to generate. So all that TS for Life shit, yeah, I love.
Damn it.
We lost you, brother. We lost.
I said it again.
You rolling.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's bullshit, man. So that's all I'm saying. People can fuck it, take it how they want it.
I think that's a drop the mic.
Yeah.
What else needs to be said?
And you know what's crazy? Because then they'll come and ask you to do something or be at an event.
Yeah, come on. Come on. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't get that. And I hate to say, you got the young ladies that come on here support you every week, and I've gotten to know them through you. They're not even from the neighborhood.
Right.
Hello.
But listen, and then when they ask you to do something, the first thing they're going to say is, come on, man.
Yeah.
You from TS.
Yeah. Come on. You from TS. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. So.
I appreciate the endorsement.
And then here's the kick before you go. They'll see you on parade day. Oh man, I saw you. I saw you put your show up. Oh, you did? You didn't say nothing. Oh, they're classic for that. Oh, you saw the show? Why you don't comment? Why you don't subscribe then, nigga?
Not the nigga.
All right, I'm sorry, man. You know how I get. You know how I get, man.
Hey, Big Ron said we should go live from the parade. I was already thinking about that.
Need some internet though down there, or
we'll get a good camera. Might not be able to go live.
yeah.
We'll be able to record some stuff.
You saw the links that I sent you?
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, that's definitely like a little situation that you can, take somewhere and do whatever.
For sure. All right, fellas.
Like I said,
Right.
we improving and moving. We upgrading. We gonna, get your mic right too, Cheese. I'm gonna get your mic right.
I don't know. Y'all might Donald Trump me after that last 5 minutes. They might he might delete me off the show.
I'm about to record that shit and make some little clips out of it and post that right in that little group.
Right.
Love y'all.
Hell yeah.